I did all the extinguishers out there. So during that 40-hour-a-week job, that JOB that everybody has, my brother and I went and bought a house, whether it be burnt down, it was foreclosed one way or another, but it was either burnt down or it was like trash, water standing in it an inch high. And what we do is we rehab that house and we would bring it back to brand new, whether take out all the studs, take out all the walls, whatever it needed to be done, and we fix it up and sell it. Well, we use that money, the profit that we got from that to start our company. And our company has just grown over the past 11 years to where now about the only thing that we can do is roofing. We don't have time to do anything else. We don't have the management skills to attend to anything that pertains to construction other than roofing. That's why we pass a lot of it, or well, every customer that I get that has asked about additions or remodels or anything, I pass to Dan, because he does a really great job. I've seen a lot of his work. So what we do is, when we set an appointment with a homeowner, we show up either 15 minutes early or at least on time. If we're not on time, we know ahead of time, obviously, and we give them a call. We let them know, hey, we're on our way, but we're gonna be late. Surprisingly enough, roofers in this area don't do that. They're more on the same timeline as Bright House. They give them a window and just show up whenever they feel like it. And what we try to do is we're changing the stigma of what a roofer is. We show up to the homeowner's house, we present ourselves with a business card, and we let them know who we are and what we're here to do. We ask them if there's any questions that they have about replacing their roof, because believe it or not, many people go their whole life and don't even replace the roof, because generally what they do is they buy or sell a house and they're into a brand new house with a brand new roof, or an already remodeled house with a new roof, and they end up not crossing that bridge. So what we try to do is help them understand what it is when they go to have to replace that roof. When we talk to the customer, we understand that they're wanting an architectural shingle or a 3-tab shingle, if they're wanting metal or whatever they might have a preference for. Then we get up on the roof and we measure it. We don't count out to see how many pieces of plywood there is on that roof, okay? We don't count out to see if there's any rotten plywood. That's not what we're there. We're there to give an estimate. So to find something that's covered up is really difficult, and people can't seem to understand that you can't find rotten plywood that's covered over with 2 layers of felt and a dozen shingles. So we get up there, we measure the roof, we measure the drip edge, we measure the ridge cap, how many boots, what size of the boots, the vents. We usually add more ventilation. Ventilation helps the circulation of the attic space, and it allows the shingles to last longer. Just makes sense. If it's hot inside, it's hot outside, there's no heat transfer, and it doesn't allow those shingles to cool off and live longer, which is the design of the shingle. If the longer they stay cool, the longer the life they'll have. So we add ventilation, then we measure our valleys, we measure if there's skylights, solar tubes, whatever there might be. We make notes of all of that. We go to our truck and we type it all out. In each of our trucks, we have a printer, a laptop, pamphlets for everything that might be on that particular roof. I'm not gonna give them a ridge vent packet if they don't have ridge vent on the roof. If they have an off-ridge vent, then I'll give them off-ridge vent, give them a little bit of details, and then let them understand what an off-ridge vent is, what a ridge vent is, and what the difference between the two, the apparent difference. Once that's done, we go back in and we talk to the homeowner. The homeowner generally is very welcoming. They let us inside. Some of them make us stay outside in the sun and right by the garbage can, that they just threw out last week. But we do sometimes get to go inside and talk to them about this roof. Now, we do like to educate our homeowners. So we tell them from the bottom to top, we start all over. We take everything off the roof, and then we expose the decking, which is your plywood that is attached to your trusses, just to paint a little picture. Once we do that, we go from bottom to top. We tell them the underlayment, we tell them the drip edge, we tell them the starter strip, the tar, the valley metal, we tell them the boots, the goosenecks, the vents, the ridge vents, and the ridge cap. We go through that whole process of how we put it on the roof and explain to them some of the warranties that come with it. A 3-tab shingle, they no longer call a 25-year shingle. They just call it a 3-tab shingle or traditional shingle. The reason why is because in Florida, they will not last you 25 years. They will not last you 25 years. If you get 18 years out of a 3-tab shingle, you're doing amazingly, okay? The architectural shingle, which is a couple little displays that I got here, these will last around 20 years. I've seen them last longer. I've seen 3-tabs last longer. But the fact of the matter is, insurance companies aren't allowing these materials to stay on the roof any longer than 20 years. We have the highest rating of Certainteed. Certainteed is a shingle manufacturer. We have the highest rating in Polk County for Certainteed, which is the Select Shingle Master or whatever, which means I can provide a customer with a 50-year warranty for these shingles with a couple different elements that have to be done outside of the standard roof replacement with just a standard underlayment, blah, 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 blah. The problem is selling that higher insurance or higher rating of a shingle is not going to benefit anyone but me and the shingle manufacturer. So we don't even offer it anymore. The reason why is because insurance companies don't care about any of that. If it reaches within 3 to 5 years of your life expectancy, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to replace it. It doesn't matter if you bought it 15 years ago, 17 years ago, they're gonna start telling you to replace it, even if you do have a 50-year material warranty purchased from the manufacturer. Just the nature of the beast. So the only other option for that to beat the insurance companies would probably be a metal roof. We do a lot of metal roofs. Metal roofs are coming down as far as prices go. They're becoming a lot more affordable. They're competing hard with shingle manufacturers because they realize that they're just not gonna get that market. They've gotta start dropping their prices. So they're competing hard. Shingle prices are going up, as you can imagine, because oil prices are always on the fritz. So shingle prices stay up, metal prices are starting to come down. So if a roofer was to come out to your house and say that they can put a new roof on your home, a metal roof, there are a couple of different options. You can tear the entire roof off and expose the decking like I explained, and then put down a high temperature underlayment, and then put down your metal. Or they can go over top of your old shingles with 1x4s or 1x3s. They actually do 1x3s and do the metal on top of that. That's significantly cheaper. Obviously, you're not paying for all the labor and the disposal of the whole roof, but the problems with that is that you have a lot of unseen. The most common area in a hurricane or a big wind, strong wind, would be the very eaves of the house. Those are the compromised areas or weak areas. And those are typically the areas of a house that generally have rotted decking. And those are your critical points on a metal roof. So it's kind of like a toss in the wind, whether you want to put your brand new metal roof over top of something that might be rotted on the eave, or uncover it and find out it's good to go. But either way, we walk through all the options. If they want a metal roof, then we'll walk through all of that with that customer and let them know, look, this is the things that we prefer to do, which is take everything off and cover it up and make sure that there's no rotten wood. Everything is being screwed and fastened to a solid deck versus the other. But we'll give the other, provided that they are their budget doesn't allow for that total roof replacement. A metal roof over a roof replacement typically is about 65 to 75% more than a shingle roof replacement. So it is a little high, but it's mostly labor and detail, because the metal roof does take longer to install because there's a lot more detail to the finishing pieces, because there is no crooked lines. You know, it's got to be straight and tight. I'm David with RIG Roofing, your shingle best roofer.
A quick 10 minutes.